Keku Pin. Is that how you say it? Keku Pin asks, have you or anyone else been hurt while filming action scenes in the Danger Element? Nobody's been seriously hurt that I could think of working on the Danger Element. We're honestly pretty careful. We plan everything really carefully, and we never anticipate anyone getting hurt because we're pretty conscious of that. We don't want anybody to get hurt. There are always minor things, scrapes and bumps, but like that's all part of the job. I don't consider those to be injuries. The drag stunt, for instance, on episode 1 of Danger Element, we did 2 takes of that, and afterwards I was really sore, felt like I had been beaten up, and I was scraped up and stuff. But I wasn't injured, and I didn't anticipate being injured in that stunt because we had planned it pretty carefully. There have been some minor injuries on some of my previous work, mostly to me. I mean, like on Sock Baby 3, I rolled my ankle. It hurt for like 3 weeks afterward. I could still walk and everything, if you want to call that an injury. Eric Beck came out to interview Justin and I about martial arts, and we shot a little test sequence, and I punched Eric in the face. It's another thing that you just have to expect. I mean, people are probably going to get hit by something, but usually there's not any major injuries. I broke my cousin's nose once. About 10 years ago, when I was doing the project that kind of got Doug TenNapel interested in doing Sock Baby, I was stretching for a fight scene on that project, and something tore in my leg. And I'd say that's probably the most serious injury I've ever had. We went ahead and shot the fight scene anyway, because it really didn't hurt. I couldn't really pull my kicks, but I even still kicked with that leg. Then the very next day I was in pretty serious pain, and it was there for several months, and then even for years after that, if I would take like a long car ride or something, that pain would come back pretty bad, and I used to think that it was going to last for my entire life. Luckily, it eventually went away. I think that incident taught me that injuries are nothing to be trifled with. I mean, I was doing something fairly simple that most people wouldn't consider dangerous that affected me for years, and you can imagine if you had a serious injury, it could affect you for the rest of your life. Like most people haven't heard Jet Li talk about the injuries he sustained when he was like 8 years old, getting like 16 years old, broken bones, things like that. He's broken a lot of bones, and to this day, sometimes he's in serious pain. And I think a lot of people don't take those sorts of things into account, Even Jackie Chan, in a documentary that he did called My Stunts, which I would recommend to anybody who's trying to make films like this, he was enamored with the fact that a lot of the mainstream Hollywood films looked 1,000 times more dangerous but were infinitely safer to make. And he expressed in that documentary that he wanted to adopt some of those techniques in his films. I think the overall lesson I've learned and the ultimate philosophy that I have about stunt work and filmmaking is don't take stupid risks. It's not worth being injured over, and it's certainly not worth dying for.